Chosen one. In the next few days, something big arrives. Something you've long felt in your spirit. You've been sensing it. A shift, a breakthrough, a mysterious energy building up in your life that you can't quite explain, but it's there. It's real. And now, the time has come for what's been hidden to be revealed. What's been delayed will no longer be held back. What's been promised is stepping into your now. You didn't stumble upon this message by chance. Divine timing is in full effect. This is not a coincidence. This is confirmation. Watch this video until the end, and write your warmest wishes and the number 99 in the comments. This simple act isn't just for engagement. It's about activating your energy in agreement with this season of arrival. The universe is listening, and your alignment matters now more than ever. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. Your journey hasn't been easy. You've gone through storms, silence, and seasons that felt like dead ends. You've walked through rooms where your name was forgotten, where your gifts were overlooked, and where your spirit was tested beyond what seemed fair. But all of it, yes, all of it, was shaping the atmosphere for this exact moment in time. The days ahead aren't random. They are orchestrated, and the heavens have been preparing the stage for something major to land directly in your hands. Don't underestimate how far you've come. Every moment you chose to keep going when it would have been easier to quit. Every time you spoke faith instead of fear. Every tear you cried in silence that no one saw. Those weren't wasted. They were keys. And in the next few days, those spiritual keys unlock something life-altering. What's coming is not minor. It is big. It is disruptive in the best way. It is the kind of arrival that changes your identity, your schedule, your income, your direction, your reputation, everything. The divine realm is in motion. You've been called, chosen, and now marked. The next few days will prove why the process was so painful. Because the blessing had to be powerful enough to match the depth of the pruning. The promise had to match the pain. And you, chosen one, have finally reached the corridor of change. That feeling in your chest, that urge to prepare, even without seeing evidence, that's your spirit recognizing what's about to be delivered. You won't need to force it. You won't have to chase it. This blessing has already located you. It has been dispatched. You were never forgotten. You were being prepared. And now the divine signal has been sent. Release the blessing. That's what's echoing in the spirit. A release, an opening, a divine handoff, and it's coming quickly. You'll know it when it arrives. It will feel like fresh air after a long drought, like sunlight after endless clouds, like the moment when silence breaks with the sound of your name being honored. You'll feel it in your bones. It will show up in conversations, in dreams, in signs you can't ignore. And you'll realize, this is what you were being trained for. This is what you stayed faithful for. This is why it had to be you. And though others may not see it coming, you've been sensing it. Not everyone is tuned into the frequency of miracles, but you are. That's part of what makes you different. That's why you've been set apart. Not to be punished, but to be positioned. And now, your position is being elevated. No one can block it. No one can steal it. What's arriving is sealed with your name on it. It is already done. So breathe, stand tall, be alert. This is a holy countdown. Every hour brings you closer to what's been prepared. And in the days ahead, things will move quickly. People will come forward with opportunities. News will shift in your favor. You'll get that unexpected call, that yes you've been waiting for, that connection that opens doors faster than you imagined. And when it happens, remember this moment, this message that told you it was coming. You are not crazy for believing. You are not naive for still having hope. Hope is your superpower. Faith is your fuel. And the next few days are where they collide with reality. Stay aligned, stay grounded, celebrate early. You don't have to wait for the full picture to start being grateful. Gratitude in advance is a declaration of faith. Let your spirit expand. Let your heart receive this without fear. Because this something big won't just touch your finances, it will reset your life. It will restore the years. It will renew the strength you thought was gone. It will return the love, the laughter, the clarity. It will reroute you to divine connections. It will make you see why certain people had to walk away. Because they couldn't carry what's about to arrive with you. This arrival is sacred. It's not just a blessing. It's a divine signal that your story is entering a new chapter. Not a restart, not a repeat, but a whole new realm. One where you are recognized for who you truly are. Where you are provided for supernaturally. Where the wait ends and the wonder begins. And you're ready. You are more ready than you think. You are more powerful than they told you. You are more deserving than you believed. And heaven knows it. The next few days won't just shift your external world. They will awaken a deeper confidence, a divine awareness. The scales are falling off your eyes, and what you see next will make everything make sense. Keep your faith strong. Let nothing shake it. Because the arrival has already been confirmed, and what's coming has the power to erase the residue of every delay. When it lands, you won't question its source. You'll know it was sent from the throne room of glory directly to you. This is the part of the journey where you walk into rooms prepared for you, where you receive compensation that surprises even you, where you are reunited with visions you thought were lost, where your hands finally hold what your soul has prayed for. Chosen one, you are not waiting anymore. You are transitioning, and in this divine shift, nothing will stay the same. You may not realize it yet, but your energy has already changed. Something deep within you has aligned with the frequency of what's arriving. That internal shift is more powerful than anything happening outside of you. Because manifestation doesn't start on the surface. It starts in the soul. And yours has already said yes to the miracle. Yes to the breakthrough. Yes to the abundance. The days leading up to this moment were not empty. They were sacred. Every delay was a layer of preparation. Every no was rerouting you to the right yes. And every closed door was divine protection, not punishment. Because what's coming doesn't require you to beg, shrink, or settle. It requires you to stand tall, fully ready to embrace what you were destined for. And here's the truth. If this big thing had arrived too soon, it would have overwhelmed you. You wouldn't have had the mindset, the boundaries, or the wisdom to hold it well. But now you're no longer chasing. It's chasing you. You're no longer waiting in lack. You're standing in alignment. And that shift is what unlocked the next phase of your story. Everything is orchestrated. From the people being removed from your path to the sudden urges you feel to do something different, to rest more, to prepare without reason. None of it is accidental. You're being positioned by something far greater than coincidence. The divine force backing your life is precise, timely, perfect. And yes, you've been tested. There were days it felt like nothing would change, like you were stuck in a loop while others ran ahead. You wondered if you were forgotten. You wondered if the promise was still true. But in those moments of doubt, your spirit grew. Quietly, invisibly, but steadily. And that spiritual growth became the foundation for what's coming now. Don't be surprised if the next few days feel surreal. Don't be alarmed if your schedule shifts, your emotions rise, or strange coincidences start appearing. That's confirmation. That's heaven brushing against your timeline. That's the supernatural bleeding into your natural. And that's your sign. You're not waiting anymore. You're receiving. Receiving doesn't mean striving. It means allowing, letting go of resistance, releasing the need to control every detail, trusting that what's coming is already en route. The big thing is not just coming to you. It's coming through you. You've become the vessel, the living proof of transformation. And soon everyone around you will see it. They'll wonder how it all changed so fast. But you'll know. You'll remember the quiet seasons, the invisible work, the private battles, the inner decisions. They won't see the tears or the lonely nights, but you will. And you'll stand in the light of your new reality, knowing you earned every drop of this blessing. In the days ahead, favor will follow you. You'll feel it in your conversations, in your bank account, in your spirit. And it won't make sense on paper. That's how you'll know it's divine. The increase, the open doors, the radical alignment, it will all feel like a dream, yet undeniable in its presence. You'll walk into answers you didn't even know you needed. This is more than elevation. This is exposure. You're not just rising, you're being revealed. And with that comes recognition. People will begin to see you differently. Opportunities will come looking for you. You'll walk into places where people were already expecting you, even if you never met them. That's divine orchestration. That's destiny on display. Your name is being spoken in rooms you haven't entered. Your work is being remembered. Your value is being seen by the right eyes. And all you have to do is stay open, stay present, stay grounded. Because when the blessing hits, you don't want to be distracted by fear, worry, or self-doubt. You want to receive it fully, boldly, freely. You are not small, you never were. Life may have tried to convince you otherwise, but your spirit never gave up. That's why you're still here. That's why this moment is yours. And what's coming next will validate everything you've felt in your gut, but couldn't explain with words. You've felt this arrival for weeks, maybe even months. You didn't know exactly what it was, but your soul picked up on it. That's the gift of being chosen. You sense the shift before it manifests. You see the wind before the trees move. You hear the whisper before the announcement. And that's what makes this so special. You were prepared spiritually first. This kind of alignment is rare. It's what separates the ordinary from the anointed. And you, chosen one, have been walking with quiet authority through spiritual fire. Not to be burned, but to be forged. And now the fire has refined you into someone who can handle what's next. In the next few days, you will feel this deeply. You will know in your heart, this is it. This is that season you prayed for when everything looked empty. This is that shift that makes the pain make sense. This is that reward that only makes sense in the context of your obedience. And the beauty of it is, it's only the beginning. You won't be able to explain it fully to others. And that's okay. Because this journey wasn't for them. It was for you. Your life is about to testify loudly what God has been doing quietly. And your story will encourage those still in their silent seasons. You are becoming the proof that something big can arrive when you least expect it, but most need it. So hold your head up. Look forward with faith. The doors are swinging open. The path is being made straight. And your name is glowing in the spirit. The announcement has been made in heaven. Now watch how it manifests on earth. The countdown is almost over. The next few days are not ordinary. They are a window of divine delivery. Stay aware. Stay ready. Stay expectant. Because the arrival has already begun. Something big is not just coming to change your situation. It's coming to redefine who you are. You see, blessings don't just bless your bank account. They bless your identity. And chosen one, what's arriving in the next few days is going to introduce you to a version of yourself that has been waiting in the wings. A version that is bolder, clearer, unapologetically powerful. This is not a surface-level event. It's not just about one opportunity, one check, one connection. This is a domino effect, a divine chain reaction. What's coming will trigger other blessings. One thing will lead to the next. Doors that were rusted shut will swing open simply because one door was opened by divine hands. That's how fast the favor will flow. And when it begins, don't panic. It may feel overwhelming at first. You might question whether you're truly ready, whether this is too good to be true. But breathe. You've already passed the tests. You've already done the inner work. This moment was custom built for you. You don't need to shrink or second guess. You need to rise. There's a part of you that already knows this. The inner you, the higher self, that's been whispering for months. Get ready. The nudge you felt to clean up your space, distance from draining people, shift your habits, take bolder steps. That wasn't random. That was preparation. That was your soul responding to the vibration of what's coming. And here's the divine irony. The very people who overlooked you before, the ones who dismissed your potential, who thought your silence meant weakness, they'll be the ones watching from the sidelines as everything shifts. Not because you're trying to prove anything, but because the truth always reveals itself when the time is right. And your time is right now. In the coming days, expect divine clarity. You'll start to see what once confused you. Decisions that felt cloudy will now feel clear. You'll wake up with ideas that feel urgent, inspired, and aligned. You may even feel a sudden burst of creativity, motivation, or peace. Don't ignore that. That's your confirmation. That's how you know the air around you is shifting. Chosen one, the universe doesn't make noise when something leaves. It makes noise when something arrives. And you are in the noise now. The movement, the divine rumbling that signals the birthing of something major. This moment is sacred. What's arriving was promised. What's arriving is overdue. But what's arriving is also perfectly timed. Let go of the need to explain it to everyone. Some people around you won't understand the energy you're carrying. That's okay. They weren't meant to walk this portion of the journey with you. You are stepping into a higher frequency, into spiritual authority, into purpose fulfillment. And not everyone can meet you at that level. You'll find that certain conversations no longer interest you, that your spirit no longer tolerates environments that drain your essence. That's not ego, it's evolution. You are being calibrated for bigger. And sometimes, before the blessing arrives, your environment has to be pruned. The space must be made sacred, because where you're going cannot be contaminated. The most powerful part of all of this? You are becoming magnetic. Opportunities will be drawn to you, not because you're chasing, but because you're aligned. You're stepping into a vibration of divine worthiness. And when you radiate that kind of self-belief, heaven responds, creation responds, provision responds. There will be moments where you'll be tempted to revert, back to fear, back to scarcity, back to self-doubt. But hold your line, because if you flinch now, you'll miss the arrival. Stay steady, stay expectant. Trust that what's coming is bigger than what's behind you. And remember, you've already been chosen. Chosen not because you were perfect, but because you were willing. Willing to keep believing, willing to hold the vision, willing to go deeper, willing to be misunderstood, willing to carry light even in your darkest seasons. That kind of spirit cannot be ignored. That kind of faith will always be rewarded. This is your reward season. You don't need to earn it anymore. You already became the person who can carry it. And in the next few days, life will mirror back to you the strength you've shown behind closed doors. The universe will say, "Well done. Now here is your portion." Something big is arriving, not just for show, not just for hype, but to shift everything. And your only job is to stay open, stay bold, stay grounded, because it's already unfolding. You are walking in the blessing you used to dream about, and soon your reality will catch up to your vision. And when it does, you won't just smile, you'll soar. Chosen one, you are in a moment that generations before you only dreamed of. Your ancestors prayed for days like these. They planted seeds of faith, of survival, of resilience, and now you are the harvest. What's arriving for you in the next few days is not only a personal breakthrough, it's a generational shift. You are breaking patterns. You are unlocking vaults. You are carrying the torch forward. And this arrival, it's not just wealth, opportunity, or success. It's a new level of spiritual authority. You are stepping into influence that has a ripple effect beyond your own life. That's why it feels so weighty. That's why it's been so intense. This is the part of your story where spiritual maturity becomes your superpower, where you don't just react, you discern, where you don't just chase, you attract, where you don't beg, you command. And the next few days will prove this to you in ways that leave no room for doubt. There are some things that used to shake you that won't even faze you anymore. Some tests that used to break you will now roll right off your back. Because the arrival doesn't just bring something new, it transforms you into someone new. The version of you that's rising now is emotionally grounded, spiritually rooted, and mentally unstoppable. Pay attention. Pay attention to who reaches out to you. Pay attention to unexpected invitations, to last-minute plans that feel oddly significant, to messages that appear by accident. Nothing is random anymore. You are being divinely guided, and in this season, everything has purpose, even the things that don't seem to make sense yet. In the realm of the spirit, there are no delays, only divine timing. You may have thought things were taking too long. You may have compared yourself to others. You may have even questioned if it was still coming. But now, you are about to see why the wait was necessary. The delay was never denial, it was design. Because what's arriving requires more than surface-level readiness. It requires heart alignment. It requires identity awareness. And chosen one, you finally know who you are. You are no longer tolerating what doesn't serve your destiny. You are no longer entertaining low vibrations. You are no longer asking for permission to rise. This is the version of you that can keep the blessing, not just receive it. That's why it's arriving now. You're going to notice things accelerating. What took years will now take weeks. What took months will now take moments. And what you used to chase will now start chasing you. Because the energy has flipped. You are no longer in the phase of surviving. You're entering the phase of thriving with purpose. And in this phase, peace will follow you. The kind of peace that can't be bought, can't be faked, and can't be stolen. It's the peace of knowing that heaven has your back. That no matter how loud the noise gets, your inner world stays still and strong. Because you've been through the fire, and the fire made you fierce. There's no more shrinking, no more second-guessing, no more apologizing for your light. The world needs what you carry. And what's arriving is going to highlight that like never before. People will see it. They'll feel it when you walk into a room. They'll ask what changed. And the truth is, you did. You aligned with your power. You chose truth over comfort. You chose growth over familiarity. You chose to stay in the process when it would have been easier to give up. And now, the promise is coming full circle. The next few days are not just about a blessing. They are about a recognition. Life is about to recognize you. The energy around you is about to respond to your frequency. Circumstances will start rearranging themselves for your benefit. People will offer without you asking. Situations will begin to open because you showed up. Not because you pushed, but because you embodied what was meant for you. You're stepping into divine ease. Not because life is always easy, but because you're aligned now. That alignment brings favor. That favor brings flow. That flow brings results. And those results will confirm everything your intuition has been trying to tell you all along. So as this moment arrives, don't be afraid to receive. Don't question your worth. Don't dim your light. Let the abundance in. Let the support in. Let the divine encounters in. You're not being spoiled, you're being restored. This is restoration. Restoration of your voice, of your confidence, of your energy, of your finances, of your dreams. And it's all unfolding now. You've made space. You've cleared the clutter. You've prepared the soil. And now the rain is coming. Let it rain, chosen one. Let it flood every part of your life with clarity, peace, power, and provision. The days ahead are sacred. They are the answer to prayers you forgot you even prayed. Get ready to meet a new version of you. The days ahead will not only bring something into your life, they will awaken something inside you that has been asleep for too long. The truth is, chosen one, you've only tapped into a fraction of your power. You've only glimpsed the magnitude of what you carry. But this arrival, it activates the rest. That power you've hidden, that brilliance you've softened for the comfort of others, that calling you tried to ignore because it felt too big, it's all rising now, in full color, in full strength, in full authority. You're not waiting for permission anymore. You are walking in possession of everything that has always belonged to you. You'll start feeling it in your posture, in your decisions, in the way you speak about yourself. The arrival of something big doesn't just change your schedule, it changes your spirit. It gives you the courage to take up space, to hold your head higher, to speak up when before you would have stayed silent, to move with certainty, not hesitation. And it will feel so natural, so aligned. You'll wonder why you ever doubted yourself. But don't be too hard on that former version of you. They kept going when everything was heavy. They protected the vision. They carried the hope when it would have been easier to bury it. And without them, you wouldn't be here. You are the result of their strength. Now it's time to evolve. And evolution doesn't ask for your past's permission. It simply calls you forward. And forward is where everything begins to shift. Your relationships will begin to change. Not because people are bad, but because the version of you that they once knew no longer exists. You will feel a gap between the old conversations and the new vision. And that's okay. Not everyone can go where you're going. This isn't a punishment. It's a spiritual principle. Elevation requires separation. You'll find yourself more drawn to stillness, to clarity, to sacred spaces. You'll feel a divine sensitivity to energy that doesn't serve your soul. Trust that instinct. Protect your frequency. Because in these next few days, the spiritual voltage around you is increasing. And the higher your voltage, the more intentional your boundaries must become. There will be moments where you are called to step out, boldly, publicly. You may be asked to share, to speak, to lead in ways you weren't expecting. Say yes. Don't wait until you feel ready. You are ready. Heaven doesn't call the equipped. It equips the called, and you've already been selected. The weight of this moment will not crush you. It will crown you. You were built for this. That's why it didn't break you. That's why even on your worst days, something in you whispered, "Keep going." That whisper was divine, and now that whisper becomes a roar. Expect the unexpected. Expect the miracle. Expect the supernatural. Because what's arriving is not limited by logic. It is not bound by numbers, names, or norms. This is the kind of breakthrough that makes no sense in the natural, but feels undeniable in the soul. A door is opening, and it's not just any door. It's the one that leads to everything else. The master key, the life changer, the connector. And once it opens, you'll realize why all the others had to stay shut. They weren't your door. This one is. You'll know it by the peace it brings, by the alignment you feel, by how your entire being says, "This is it." And when it comes, walk through it without looking back. No more second guessing. No more questioning your readiness. You're not arriving into the blessing timid. You're arriving with truth in your eyes and purpose in your steps. Because this next chapter doesn't just carry more, it carries meaning. You're about to be compensated for your consistency, rewarded for your refusal to give up, celebrated for the spiritual work you did in the shadows. You are stepping into visibility now, into impact, into influence, but most importantly, into divine wholeness. This blessing is not partial, it's not temporary, it's not conditional, it's full, overflowing. It touches every area, your mind, your emotions, your relationships, your finances, your health. It restores what you lost, and it repays you with interest. Because that's how heaven works. It never gives you back the same, it gives you back more. And this time, when it shows up, you'll receive it without apology. You won't feel guilty. You won't sabotage it. You won't shrink. Because you know now, you deserve it. You didn't just survive for nothing. You didn't keep believing for nothing. The breakthrough is arriving because of who you are, not just what you did. Chosen one, the magnitude of this moment will echo in your life for years to come. What happens in these next few days will mark you, not just as someone who was blessed, but as someone who walked with heaven. Chosen one, it's time to embrace this truth. Your life is never going back to normal, because what's arriving isn't here to restore what was. It's here to rebuild what was always meant to be. You've outgrown the former version of you. You've transcended the old story. And now, you're not just stepping into something big. You're stepping into something eternal. The energy around you is undeniable. Your spirit has already crossed a threshold that your body is just now catching up to. You are walking through the invisible gate that separates waiting from walking, wondering from knowing, hoping from having. The shift is no longer coming. It's here. You'll feel it in the air. The weight will feel lighter. The thoughts will be clearer. The inner war will quiet down. Not because life is perfect, but because your inner world is finally at peace. You're not confused anymore. You're not searching for external validation. You're not chasing signs, because you are the sign. You are the confirmation that something powerful is being birthed on earth. You are the evidence of divine timing. And what's unfolding in your life is bigger than just your story. It's a signal to the world that heaven is still moving, still blessing, still choosing, still crowning. Your presence will feel different to others. Your silence will speak louder. Your smile will carry authority. Because the glow you carry isn't cosmetic. It's cosmic. You've tapped into a truth that can't be unlearned. You've seen what's possible. You've stood on the edge of manifestation and dared to believe. And now you're crossing over. This is your crossover season. Out of fear, into boldness. Out of delays, into divine flow. Out of lack, into legacy. Out of wondering, into knowing. You've waited long enough. You've cried long enough. You've wandered long enough. The divine plan has fully matured, and the fruits of that plan are ripe in the spirit. And now, with sacred speed, they are making their way into your hands. But here's something even deeper, something that will anchor you forever. This isn't just about what you will receive. It's about who you will become. Chosen one, midnight Saturday. Everything will shift. The divine calendar has marked this moment, not with a whisper, but with the thunder of destiny itself. There are spiritual alignments happening in the unseen, and you are not just a spectator. You are the very reason the atmosphere is preparing to turn. Midnight this Saturday is not just another hour ticking on the clock. It is the divine portal. It is the hour where the heavens realign, where every delay begins to unravel, and the shift God ordained for you takes full command. You've been sensing it, the inner pull, the increasing awareness. Something's coming, and now it's confirmed. Before we continue, pause for a sacred moment. Watch this video until the end, because every second carries the vibration of breakthrough. Your wishes matter. Your words carry divine weight. Write your warmest desires into the comments and seal it with 99. What you declare today will echo into the midnight of Saturday and energize the universe to respond to you. This is your spiritual agreement, and the heavens are tuned in. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. There's a hidden hour that few understand: midnight. In the natural world, it appears to be just the division between 2 days. But in the spiritual dimension, midnight is a gate. a hinge between what was and what will be. And when that hinge turns, especially when it has been appointed by divine instruction, the reality that follows is never the same. This weekend, you've been positioned at that very gate. Midnight this Saturday isn't just about change, it's about total shift. God is not simply adding a blessing to your current life, He's resetting your entire direction. The delay has expired, the wait is over, the release is scheduled. You've walked through silent seasons where nothing seemed to move. You've stood still while others advanced. But what you didn't know was that your stillness was actually alignment. Your pause was preparation. You were not being forgotten, you were being positioned. The path before you was not blocked by error, but preserved by divine timing. The signal to move, to accelerate, to rise, it comes now, and it begins at midnight. This shift is not chaotic, it is not random. It is the result of spiritual buildup. For weeks, months, maybe even years, certain promises have been circling your atmosphere, waiting for the appointed time to land. Like airplanes in a divine holding pattern, they've been hovering, watching, scanning, looking for the exact coordinates of manifestation. And now, the coordinates have locked in on you. It's your name on the blessing, your signature on the miracle, your destiny triggering the descent. At midnight, the descent begins. Chosen one, don't underestimate what will happen simply because you don't see it yet. Some of the greatest transformations begin invisibly. Just like seeds crack beneath the soil long before the tree ever breaks through, your shift will begin underground, quiet, unassuming, powerful. The roots of what is coming will begin to grow rapidly. New opportunities, new alignments, new resources, all beginning to respond to the divine signal. The invisible will turn visible. The impossible will be made easy. And the spiritual will manifest into the natural. This shift isn't only for you, it's through you. You were marked as a carrier of change, a vessel of divine disruption. What you activate at midnight is going to ripple into the lives of others. Financial overflow will reach those around you. Clarity will fall on those connected to you. People you haven't even met yet will be blessed because of the supernatural turnaround in your life. Your alignment will unlock doors for others. You are the shift that others have been praying for. The world won't see this coming. They saw your struggle, your waiting, your quiet battles, but they didn't see the conversations God had about you behind the veil. They didn't hear the instruction He gave to the angels concerning you. They didn't feel the heavenly anticipation every time you refused to give up. But this midnight, heaven is going public with you. The invisible preparation is becoming a visible promotion. It will shock them. And yes, there will be signs, physical signs, unexpected messages, sudden contact from people you forgot, financial opportunities out of nowhere, restored energy, emotional strength, divine strategies in your mind you've never considered before. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations, and they will begin within 24 hours of the shift. Watch closely. You'll know it's begun, not because you forced it, but because everything will start responding to you differently. You may feel tired right now, worn out, questioning if the promise was real. That's because every major shift carries contraction before delivery. You're not breaking down, you're breaking through. Midnight Saturday is your delivery hour. The very moment the clock turns, the old spiritual cycle expires. Heaven issues the green light. Your new name in the Spirit is activated. Your new position is in motion. Your new assignment is fulfilled. You won't have to chase it. It's chasing you now. God has orchestrated this moment with precision. Every previous delay was recalibration. Every rejection was divine rerouting. Every closed door was protection. And now, every seed, every prayer, every tear has been collected and weighed. Midnight will be the tipping point. The scale is full. Heaven is tipping it in your favor. Blessings are about to pour. This isn't about hype. It's about holy reality. A divine clock is louder than the natural one, and it just struck your appointed hour. The shift is not coming slowly. It's erupting suddenly. Like the breaking of a dam, what was held back will rush forward. Floods of favor, torrents of truth, showers of provision. Get ready. Brace yourself with expectation. The time has been set, and you've been found worthy. You didn't miss it. You're right on schedule. You didn't fall behind. You were being prepared for front-row acceleration. You didn't lose the opportunity. It was reserved under your name, timed for midnight, so no one else could take it. This is your moment. This is your shift. This is your confirmation. Something rare happens when heaven and earth align. It is not just change. It is a spiritual voltage that runs through the atmosphere and wakes up everything connected to your purpose. And chosen one, this Saturday at midnight, that voltage will be unleashed on your behalf. You are the reason the heavens have paused time. You are the reason a divine sequence is about to unfold. The signal is not for everyone. This is not a general shift. It is exclusive, tailor-made, authorized by God and signed with your identity. You may not feel ready, but readiness has never been about feelings. It has always been about timing. And timing is not emotional. It is divine. Heaven does not operate on how you feel. It moves based on who you are. You are chosen. You are aligned. You are positioned. That's why the shift couldn't begin until now. You were becoming the person who could handle what's about to be released. The preparation felt like pressure because it was crushing everything in you that would sabotage your rise. God never denied you. He was just protecting you from premature exposure. Midnight doesn't just change the date. It alters the atmosphere. Angels are already gathering. Instructions have been released. The spirit realm is vibrating. Chains you didn't even know were on you are about to snap. Mental blocks, financial restrictions, relationship barriers, emotional heaviness. All of it breaks at the appointed time. It won't be subtle. It will be unmistakable. Some will feel it as heat. Some will wake up with tears. Some will have dreams so intense they'll shake their soul awake. Why? Because the old cycle is being forcefully uprooted. Heaven is not passive about this moment. It's aggressive. It's intentional. This is not a quiet blessing. It's a spiritual declaration. Chosen one, it begins now. What you prayed for is being packaged in a way you didn't expect. It's going to come fast, come differently, and come without warning. But when it comes, you'll recognize it instantly. The peace will be supernatural, the timing will be undeniable, and the favor will be unstoppable. Look back for a moment, not to mourn, but to marvel. Every no led you here. Every delay was divine. Every detour taught you to trust. Every quiet season stretched your discernment. Every loss refined your identity. This is why you're being trusted with a midnight shift. You're not just lucky, you're ready. You carry weight in the spirit. You endured without applause. You believed without validation. You stood without support. Now everything you did in secret is being answered in public. The shift will not just bless your bank account, it will bless your name. Honor is coming to your life. Not fame, not hype, but honor. A divine lifting. A heavenly credibility that will follow you wherever you go. Doors that were sealed will now open not because of who you know, but because of who you've become. The light on your life is increasing, and those who once overlooked you will be the same ones seeking your wisdom. God is going to make your name echo where it was once erased. Everything about your environment is about to respond to your alignment. People who could not see your value before will suddenly respect your presence. Things that were hard for you will now feel easy. Instructions will be clearer. Confidence will rise. Opportunities will seem drawn to you. This is not magic. It's momentum. Divine momentum. You're not forcing open a door. The door is opening to you because the lock has recognized your spiritual fingerprint. Let this be your sign. If everything in your life has felt unsettled, if your days have been filled with agitation, random attacks, and emotional resistance, it's because your shift is too close for the enemy to ignore. Warfare always increases when destiny gets within striking distance. But you are not here to surrender. You are here to shift. You are the proof that delay does not mean denial. You are the evidence that staying faithful pays off. You are the vessel that proves that midnight doesn't bring darkness. It brings destiny. This is the final stage before your release. Do not doubt now. Do not speak against what's coming. Do not shrink in fear. This is the moment to speak boldly. Declare favor. Declare clarity. Declare overflow. Declare release. Your voice is powerful. Your words are loaded. Every decree you make is echoing through the heavenly realms and returning with acceleration. This is why you had to survive what you did. Because this shift was always part of your soul's assignment. You've been hidden, but not forgotten. Concealed, but not canceled. Heaven has had your file open the entire time. And at midnight, that file is being stamped with one word: approved. Everything you thought you missed is still yours. But better, bigger, more aligned, more meaningful. Not just what you wanted, but what your purpose demands. Your rise won't be shallow. It will be rooted, deep, established, unshakable. You are not late. You're right on time. You're not behind. You're about to be launched. You're not broken. You've been fortified. And now, the very hour that was set before you were born is ready to arrive. Let everyone else sleep through Saturday night. But you will awaken. Awaken into new identity. Awaken into supernatural ease. Awaken into the fulfillment of long-held promises. The spiritual alarm clock is ringing, and your spirit knows it. The wind is changing direction. The patterns are shifting. Your name is being mentioned in places of power. You are being positioned in conversations you weren't even part of. But the favor on your life spoke louder than your presence ever could. The blessing doesn't need your resume. It needs your readiness. And heaven says, you're ready. This is the moment you'll look back on and say, everything changed at midnight. Because it will. And it won't just change for a day. It will change the direction of your life. Entire timelines are being rewritten. The wrong paths are being closed permanently, and the right ones are being illuminated with clarity and favor. The fog is lifting, the light is growing, and the shift is already moving in your direction. Stay grounded, stay expectant, stay aligned. Your job is not to understand how, it's to believe that. Trust the timing. Trust the signs. Trust that your faith was not in vain. You're stepping into the hour where everything heaven promised becomes Earth's reality. This shift isn't just spiritual, it's structural. Everything around you will begin to rearrange to make room for the version of you that is emerging. The old you was tolerated by situations that fit your past. But the new you, the awakened, anointed, divinely positioned you, will command a different atmosphere. Don't be surprised when certain people drift, when old routines no longer satisfy, or when you begin to feel an urgency to clear the clutter from your mind and space. It's not random. It's real. You're being restructured for overflow. Midnight is when things realign in silence. While the world sleeps, heaven works. And at this particular midnight, divine hands are writing a new story in invisible ink. This story isn't filled with struggle. It's filled with strength. It isn't made of repetition. It's made of revolution. The same God who kept you sane through storms is the one writing victory into your next season. And chosen one, this victory has already been decided. It's not pending. It's confirmed. The outcome is already settled in your favor. Don't wait for confirmation from people who aren't spiritually equipped to understand your shift. Some won't see it until it's undeniable. Some won't support it until it's celebrated. But your job is not to convince, it's to become. You're not here to explain yourself, you're here to evolve. Let the shift speak for you. Let your results silence the doubt. Let your alignment carry the weight that words never could. You are crossing a spiritual threshold this weekend. What that means is simple, but sacred. After midnight, your energy will change. Your frequency will rise. Your discernment will sharpen. You'll see things more clearly. You'll sense things more quickly. And what used to confuse you will now seem obvious. This is part of the divine upgrade. God is not only blessing you materially, He's enhancing you spiritually. Because true prosperity begins inside before it ever shows outside. That's why the resistance intensified before this moment. The enemy always fights hardest before breakthrough. You weren't being punished. You were being tested. The friction was confirmation. The spiritual warfare was evidence that the shift was real. But you passed. You stayed planted. You didn't give up. And now, because of your spiritual endurance, you are qualified for what's about to break open. There are blessings in motion right now that are literally adjusting their timing to meet your exact position. Things that would have taken years will happen in months. What was on hold is being expedited. Divine acceleration is being activated. You will not have to hustle for what is yours. You'll flow into it. You'll look back and be amazed that everything just started moving. Connections, contracts, confirmations, coming to you without chase. That's favor. And favor is what you're about to experience like never before. You are walking into rooms you didn't campaign for. You're about to receive answers you didn't even have the language to ask for. Why? Because divine shift is not about effort. It's about alignment. And midnight Saturday, everything aligns. What once felt out of reach will feel custom-made. What once seemed distant will now feel inevitable. You won't have to push doors open. Doors will now recognize your authority and swing wide. Midnight will not just mark a change, it will launch a movement. A personal movement that ripples into everything attached to your life. Relationships will transform. Ideas will download. Creativity will spark. Provision will multiply. And peace will settle in like a blanket of glory. You'll feel lighter not because the storm stopped, but because you've risen above it. Elevation doesn't always remove problems, but it changes how they affect you. You'll have new vision, new peace, and new power. And pay attention. What shows up in your spirit on Sunday morning is key. The thoughts you wake up with, the dreams you had, the ideas that nudge you. That inner whisper that tells you to check something, start something, call someone. Don't ignore it. That's the shift speaking. That's divine instruction. It won't be loud, but it will be precise. Trust your inner compass. It's being recalibrated by heaven. Also, you must know this. You are not alone in this shift. Divine assistance has already been assigned to your life. You may not see it, but there are resources in motion. People are thinking about you right now who are part of your future but haven't introduced themselves yet. Solutions are circling your name. Partnerships are aligning behind the scenes. And all of it will begin to land after the shift is triggered. So be ready. Not anxious, just alert. The person you were is not the person you'll be after this weekend. A supernatural upgrade is underway. The code has already been written. The change is in transit. All heaven is on high alert concerning you. You are the appointed, the anointed, the aligned, and everything around you is about to feel it. This shift will shake loose everything that's fake. Pretenders will fall away. Environments that no longer serve you will close. Old cycles will expire. Don't fight it. Don't mourn it. Make space. The shift is not subtracting. It's preparing to multiply. But multiplication always begins with separation. You're being separated from what's beneath you, so you can fully embrace what's above you. What's above you now is increase, overflow, recognition, healing, wisdom, protection, acceleration. Your life is being redefined by the supernatural. The definition of your identity is no longer bound by your past. You're no longer the one who struggled or the one who waited. Now you are the one who shifted, the one who rose, the one who was chosen for this exact moment in time. Heaven didn't pick a random time. Heaven chose midnight. Why? Because midnight is transition. The moment where the past cannot hold you and the future must open to you. You're standing on a divine doorway, and when the clock hits that hour, your foot will step across into the new. Chosen one. Nothing can stop what's coming next. No delay, no demon, no fear, no person. This is your appointed hour. Your spiritual inheritance is being released, and the only thing left to do is receive it with full expectation. This is not a maybe. This is not a test run. This is the moment. You're about to enter a moment so spiritually charged, so uniquely designed for you, that even your environment will begin to behave differently. Don't be surprised if the atmosphere feels heavier as midnight approaches. That's not confusion. It's divine activity. Heaven is stirring the atmosphere in your favor. Energies are shifting. Old timelines are closing. And you, chosen one, are being lifted above everything that once tried to keep you bound. This is the hour where divine silence becomes supernatural movement. God didn't forget you. He's just been quiet because he was working. In the silence, strategies were forming. In the silence, keys were being cut. In the silence, the next phase of your life was being built. And now the blueprint is complete. You're stepping into the architecture of breakthrough. At midnight, the construction stops and the unveiling begins. This unveiling isn't just for the public, it's for you. Because even you haven't fully seen who you are becoming. Midnight is not only about what you receive, it's about what you finally recognize. You'll see your power differently. You'll speak with more certainty. You'll carry yourself like someone who's no longer hoping. It's someone who knows. You've crossed the invisible line between maybe and manifested, and it changes everything. Your future is already impressed upon time. It's been waiting for your arrival. Think about that. All of the prayers you whispered through tears, all of the dreams you buried beneath doubt, all of the moments you nearly gave up but didn't. Those weren't wasted. They were seeds. And now, chosen one, the midnight rain is coming to awaken every one of them. What was dormant is springing up. What was stuck is moving forward. What was hidden is being revealed. And this shift doesn't come to adjust a few things. It comes to rewrite everything. This is the beginning of your divine redirection. The calendar may say the year is halfway over, but God's timeline is just starting for you. You are stepping into your own divine new year. New alignment, new frequency, new favor. The old contracts are void. The old limitations expired. The old battles are irrelevant. Heaven has issued new orders concerning your life. Midnight is when the old world ends, and your new world begins. The transition is spiritual, but the results will be physical. You'll see it in the way money flows to you. You'll notice it in the way doors swing open without effort. You'll sense it in the way people treat you with sudden honor and attention. You're not the same person anymore. You've shifted. Your presence now carries weight. Your energy is crowned, and your calling is activated. Chosen one, you don't have to make it happen. You only need to make room. The shift doesn't require your struggle, only your surrender. Your job now is to remain in position. Keep your heart open. Keep your words aligned with faith. Keep your mind clear of fear. Keep your posture strong. Midnight isn't the finish line, it's the start line. And you're about to take off. This next version of your life will feel accelerated. What used to take years will happen in moments. What others had to grind for will appear in your hands because of divine orchestration. You're not skipping steps. You're walking in a supernatural flow. Everything that blocked you before has been canceled. Heaven has removed the barriers, rerouted the attacks, and cleared your path. You're going to feel this shift in your body. You'll sleep differently, wake up lighter, move with more energy, smile without needing a reason. That's how alignment feels. And this new alignment is bringing in more than blessings. It's bringing in fulfillment. You'll feel satisfied, whole, grounded. Even in uncertainty, you'll feel steady. Because when you know that heaven has marked your movement, doubt has no authority anymore. There are people assigned to meet you after this shift. Souls waiting to align with your journey. Destiny helpers, divine connectors. Those who have the missing pieces to your next chapter. And they're being activated now. Their spirits are being stirred to find you, bless you, invest in you, walk with you. Because the shift you're stepping into requires partnership. And God is sending the right ones, at the right time, with the right heart. Some of them are watching you already, quietly, observing, praying, preparing to approach. They don't see just your past. They see your anointing. They're not distracted by what others say about you. They're magnetized by the presence around you. You don't have to chase them. You'll recognize them by their peace. They'll fit into your new frequency effortlessly. This is the reward for walking in divine timing. Let nothing shake you in the hours leading to the shift. There may be resistance. There may be sudden emotion. Don't panic. That's just the old cycle trying to hold on. But it can't. It's losing grip. The closer you get to midnight, the more the old system unravels. Let it fall. Let it crumble. It's making space for your next elevation. You are not losing anything. You're making space for everything. And after the shift, expect the unexpected. Answers out of nowhere. Resources that appear overnight. Peace that passes understanding. Messages that confirm your direction. Encounters that accelerate your timeline. And a deep inner knowing that you are no longer the same. You'll move differently. Think differently. Respond differently. Because you'll know. It started at midnight. Your testimony is being written even now. The one you'll tell months from now when someone asks, "When did everything start changing for you?" And you'll say, "Midnight. Saturday. That's when everything turned." Not because of luck, not because of chance, but because heaven decided, and you believed. That belief has now opened the door, and the glory that's coming cannot be stopped. After midnight, the shift won't just echo through the atmosphere. It will be imprinted on your soul. You will feel it internally before anything even appears outwardly. Your confidence will rise with no explanation. Your spirit will feel lighter. Your clarity will sharpen. And everything that once seemed confusing will suddenly make sense. This is what divine recalibration feels like. You are not just witnessing a change, you are becoming the change. This new season is not built on what you've done. It's built on who you've become. God didn't wait for you to be perfect. He waited for you to be ready. And readiness doesn't look like having everything figured out. It looks like being available, willing, trusting, showing up even when nothing made sense. And chosen one, you showed up. You kept moving. You kept believing. Now the heavens are responding. This is the reward of your hidden faith. You didn't post about it. You didn't brag about it. You didn't even always understand it. But you stayed faithful. And that quiet faith, the one you practiced in your alone time, is what shifted the atmosphere around you. At midnight, that hidden belief will rise like a giant. It will walk into every area of your life and take authority. Faith will lead the way, and everything else will fall in line. Do not expect the next phase of your life to look like anything you've experienced before. It won't. This is not a repeat. This is not a remix. This is something entirely new. New doors, new wealth, new relationships, new insight, new responsibilities. But don't worry, you're not being overwhelmed. You're being empowered. Everything that comes next is within your reach because it's already within you. You're going to start remembering parts of yourself you forgot. Joy, wonder, curiosity, confidence. The divine shift doesn't just bring blessings. It brings back pieces of you that were buried under survival. Midnight is not just restoring your life, it's restoring your identity. You are rising into the full version of yourself, not the broken version, not the fearful version, the whole version, the one that was always meant to lead. After the shift, you'll walk into places and feel a new spiritual gravity around you. People will sense something different about you. Some won't be able to explain it, but they'll feel it. Others will be drawn to your presence without knowing why. That's divine energy. You'll carry the evidence of transformation without needing to say a word. You'll walk in rooms, and the atmosphere will shift with you. There is a calm boldness rising in your spirit. You'll no longer second-guess your ideas. You'll move with confidence, not because you're arrogant, but because you're finally aligned. And when you're aligned, the entire universe begins to cooperate with your movement. Things will start working in your favor faster. Resistance will fall quicker. Answers will come sooner. This is the grace of divine momentum. You will start noticing divine patterns, repeating numbers, aligned timing, sudden nudges, familiar dreams. All of these are signals that your frequency has changed. You're tuned into divine flow now. Don't ignore the signs. They're confirmations. Your new life is speaking to you in the language of alignment. Pay attention, follow the clues, trust the flow. After the shift, you'll begin creating from a new level of power. Your ideas will be bolder, your voice will be stronger, your actions will be more intentional. Why? Because you've finally broken free from fear. Fear kept you playing small. It kept you questioning your calling. But midnight broke the grip of fear. What you feel now is spiritual freedom. You've been released from limitations that once felt permanent.